Hi guys, it's Katie. So I am going to continue my declutter that I started a couple of videos ago because I just have so much and I just don't need it. I'm never going to use it before it goes bad and I just want to get rid of it. Either give it to family, friends, or just toss it because all of this stuff I have used before. I can't like donate it. I am going to be putting all of my things in this trusty little laundry basket and then I'll let people like sift through it and see if they want anything. But today I'm going to do blushes, which you guys will see here in a couple minutes because I filmed that wearing a different outfit and from like the last time. And then I'll do bronzers and highlighters. So let's go ahead and get to it. So I also have Hourglass blushes. I don't use these as much as I thought I would because I love Hourglass as a brand. But I have 3, I think. And I'm going to get rid of one of them. So I have this shade right here, which is Diffused Heat. This is a great summertime shade. I'm going to hold on to that one. And then I like this for the winter. This is Mood Exposure. So I'm going to hold on to that. And I'm going to see if my sister or my mom want this one. This one is Incandescent Electra. That's a really pretty color. I just don't use it as often as I should. So get rid of that one. I also have this blush in Desire, which is like shocking pink. And I used to use this all the time, but not so much anymore. So I'm going to get rid of this, see if anybody else wants to use it. This is a NARS blush in the color Gulu. I have no idea how you say that. It's like a deluxe sample size. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, I'm doing pretty good so far in the blush department. Let's just... Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. This is a really good blush. I'm going to hold on to it because I haven't used it in forever. And I used to really love this. This is the Becca Mineral Blush in Damselfly. I don't think it's expired. I think it's fine. These are super old though. I used to use these all the time. This is when Sephora still sold Illamasqua in their stores, which if you've never heard of Illamasqua, then that's how long I've had these blushes. So this one was so pretty. This one was called Morale. This was like my go-to. And yes, it looks extremely purple in the pan, but once it was applied to your cheeks, it was just like a beautiful, like pinky, like bright, cool pinky color. It was so pretty. And then this one was Ambition. This was another really pretty one. And then this one I really love too. This was Tremble. That was so pretty on the cheeks. So this was more of a matte formula, while the other two were more shimmery. But I think it's time to part with these because, let's see, what does it say on the back? Yeah, it says to toss after 18 months. Those are done. It's been like 6 years. So, okay. I have all these blushes like kind of mixed up in here too, so if I'm not pulling them out quickly enough, that is why. Benefit Rock Couture, tossing it. Dallas. I used to really like this. I'm going to give this Dallas one another try. And then I have a couple of these Makeup Forever cream blushes. And these just look a little funky, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them. I had a couple in here. Maybe I already got rid of the other one. That one's going to get tossed. I have this isn't really a blush. I guess it could be. It's a MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This is in the color Lust. Kat Von D blushes. Do you guys remember these? These were like her original blushes that she came out with. These were so good. This was in the color Bellissima. I really liked this one. It's like a peachy color, but I'm going to toss that. And then Kat Von D Love Song with bright pink. See, I had a thing for bright pinks a while ago. Oh, I have another Kat Von D one. And then the other one, whew, is Pura Vida. I think that this one actually was really nice in the summertime too. Like when you're tan, this like bright, corally, intense blush looks so pretty on the skin. So, oh well. I have another NARS blush. This is in the color Sin. I'm going to keep this one because I really like this one in the winter. It looks like a bruise. Like it would legit look like a bruise on your cheek, but it actually is really pretty on the skin. I have this Urban Decay blush in the color Crush. Again, with the like hot pinky colors. This is like totally worn off on the back. This might be Melba. No, that's not Melba. When I really started getting into makeup, this is one of the first MAC products that I purchased, like as an adult, you know? So, oh, I should back to MAC that, huh? I have a couple Charlotte Tilbury blushes that I'm keeping. This is Ecstasy. This is like a go-to everyday blush. And then I also have Pillow Talk, which I don't use this one as much as I thought I would, but maybe I'll use it more like in the winter. I don't know, it's more like mauve to me than some of the other ones. This is really pretty. Dolce Vita, I forgot about this blush. This is a NARS blush that I'm going to hold on to. So now I feel like my blushes are at least a little bit more like manageable. Like I could actually use some of them, you know? Okay, hang on, I'm not done with blushes yet. So I have this one. It just looks very separated and maybe it just needs to be mixed up, but it does say 12 months and I know I've had this longer than 12 months. So I'm going to get rid of it. This is the NARS Orgasm Liquid Blush. I'm going to hold on to this because this is one of my favorites too. This is the Marc Jacobs Lines and Last Night Air Blush. It's a really pretty color. This is a NARS Deep Throat Blush. I really like this one too in the summertime. I'm going to see if my mom wants this one because it is like really new, but I just don't use it very often. This is the Jouer Adore Me and Hold Me blush. They're really pretty and they're good quality blushes. I just don't use them as often as I would like to. These blushes, which are MAC blushes, I think I'm going to hold on to these because I really like Cantaloupe, which is in here. And then I have this Hourglass palette too, which I really like this. And there's a couple blushes in there that I use, so I'm going to hold on to that. Okay. So now I'm going to move on with bronzers and powders. I'm just picking them up as I go. I have like them in like one of these little containers right here. So the first one is Studio Fix Powder. I've had this for a pretty long time, but I am going to hold on to it because this does work really well if I'm going for like a full coverage matte look and I want it to last a really long time. So I'm going to hold on to that. Let's put you over here. Here's a bronzer, Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I've never really liked this. I know it has like kind of a cult following, but it's never really worked for me. I think on my skin tone it looks a little red and I don't love that. So I'm going to toss this one. This little guy right here, this is more of like a contour stick. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. There's so much product still in here. Contour stick in the color Fawn. The foundation stick that they have. I'm going to toss this because I never use it and I don't like how it blends out on my skin. The Soleil Tan de Chanel, I'm definitely keeping this. I've gone through like 3 of these and I absolutely love it. It is what I'm wearing on my skin as bronzer today. This I'm going to get rid of. This is the Becca Bronzed Bondi bronzer. This is another one that is more of a red tone, and the more that I use it, the more I'm like, I just realize I don't like red tones in my bronzers. I know a lot of people really like it because it's supposed to look really natural, like you actually have like a sunburn going on, but I don't love it. So I'm going to put that in the no-go pile. And then I also have this, which I've had forever. This is another like cream bronzing or cream contouring product, and to me this is just too dense and not quite so easy to blend out. So like if I'm going to use something like this, I'd rather it be in like a creamier or almost liquefied version. But this is the Becca Low Light Sculpting Perfector. This is going to go. There's Laguna. Look how much pan I've hit on that. And the mirror is broken. I was going to get rid of this, but I'd like to actually like go through it and then I will toss it. This is a really good bronzer. This is the Bobbi Brown Golden Light. This is a really great color, more for like the winter, fall when I'm not quite so tan. Love that. It's a bronzing powder that just like looks flawless on the skin. It blends beautifully, so I do love that. This is an oldie. This is a Kat Von D, what is this called? Blotting powder and light. I am not going to keep this only because I have other powders that I prefer over that one. This is a, I have to get rid of this because I have just like destroyed it. Like I've used up so much of it. I actually broke up the corners of it so that I could use a little bit more, but it's done. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light. This is great for underneath the eyes to set concealer. I need to purchase this again because it's that good. This is the Kevyn Aucoin Contouring Powder. I don't really have a lot of contouring powders that I actually like, to be honest with you. And this one is pretty good. So I'm going to hold on to this one. This is the Becca bronzer, Sunlit Bronzer in Capri Coast. This one has more of a golden undertone, whereas the other one that I got rid of has more of a red undertone. I much prefer a bronzer with a golden undertone, just to kind of give that like, I don't know, like golden goddess beachy kind of vibe. And so I'm going to hold on to this. You guys can hear that like ringing sound. We have a ring, and my husband is like going in and out of the front door, so I apologize. We are actually, almost threw that one away. We are painting the nursery today. Well, I say we, but I'm not painting it. My husband is actually like so like protective. He wants me to leave the house while he's painting it, so I can't even be downstairs. I'm going to, I don't know what I'm gonna go do. Get lunch and go to buy my baby because that's what I do every day. So yeah, I will show you guys like a nursery tour once we get it all set up. So far, we've gotten a crib and a dresser, and obviously paint. We bought a new ceiling fan because the ceiling fan in there was like really disgusting. I kind of went back and forth on getting a ceiling fan or a chandelier, but I just thought like in the long run, the ceiling fan is going to be much more useful. So we bought the ceiling fan and he installed it yesterday. And what else have we purchased? Oh, I purchased like little prints to hang up like on the back side of the crib. So I will show you guys all that when the time comes. But moving along. I'm also going to hold on to this. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Medium Plus. I really like this powder if you want more of a like satin look to your skin. This is actually a really good touch-up powder, so I'm going to hold on to that. This is my favorite powder of all time. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Airbrush Powder. As you can see, I've already hit pan on it. These powders don't last as long as I would like them to. I mean, it's kind of, it seems like it's a really thin pan in here, so it doesn't last that long, but it's okay, like, because I use it, you know, like I actually go through it. So I do really enjoy that, so I'm going to hang on to that. And then this is a highlighter, so we're gonna hold off on that. This I just need to get rid of because I've hit pan like seriously on there that I can't even really get any of the contour powder out. This is the Marc Jacobs Mirage Filter 40. This is the best contour powder for my skin tone. I absolutely love this. Not only do I love the contour powder, but I also love this like yellow powder too. This is really good for setting underneath the eyes or if you want to like carve out your contour a little bit. This is such a good product, and I feel like it's been kind of left in the dust over the years, but it's so good. So next time there's a sale, I would totally repurchase this, but I'm going to get rid of it just because it's basically gone. Face palette that I'm going to get rid of just because it's basically gone as well. It makes me feel good that I've actually gone through some of these things though, because it's like, wow, I really liked that, and I actually used it. So this is the Hourglass, what is this called? Ambient lighting palette. So we have dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light. I don't really use the radiant light too much just because to me, when I'm more fair, that's almost like a bronzer to me, but it's just too light to be a bronzer. I don't know. I don't really use the radiant light too much, but I really like the incandescent light and the dim light in here as well. The dim light is really good for like an all over like face powder if you want more of like a satin kind of glowy look. But I really would recommend that because I actually like used it, you know? And the incandescent light in like the single form is not the same as the one in the powder. I don't know if they claim that it's the same, but it's not. Another powder in here, this is the Kat Von D Brightening Powder and Petal. This was a mess from day one because it didn't, like, the sifter is like the holes are too wide for the powder, so it just made a mess and it made me never want to use it. Plus it's like way too pink for my skin tone, so I'm gonna toss that. And then I have this powder, which is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. This is the one that I said that is in that palette that is really good for like an all over, it's almost like an all over Facetune. Like this is a really nice powder. So love that. I'm gonna hold on to that. And my Hourglass powder, I'm gonna hold on to that. And then I actually have two powders mixed into this one because they were both so low that I just wanted to get rid of one of the containers. So this is actually a mix of the Urban Decay Velvetizer powder and the Laura Mercier Translucent powder. So those are in there. And then I also have this Smashbox palette, which I'm kind of like, I like it, but I'm not obsessed with it. I'd much prefer one of the Hourglass palettes that I have, or that Marc Jacobs Mirage Filter Contour Kit. I like this, but I'm not like obsessed with it. The one that I get the most use out of is actually this like pale yellow powder for setting under the eyes, but it's nice. It's just like, I'm not obsessed with it. And then I do still have this Marc Jacobs bronzer, which I've also hit pan on. Pretty proud of myself for all the things that I've hit pan on. This is actually a really nice bronzer as well. It's very neutral on my skin tone, so it's not like a golden bronzer. I can actually use this more of like a contour than anything else. Okay, highlighters. This is a brand new one, so I'm not getting rid of this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Spotlight liquid highlighter. Excuse me, I like have to burp all the time. I actually love this highlighter and I've been using it a lot. I'm not wearing it today. The only highlighter that I'm wearing today is actually that Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I just put it on top of my foundation and I really like it. I look like I'm like a little bit sweaty. So I'm holding on to this. This I need to get rid of because I've never used this. I think that this is like ridiculous to sell. I actually got this sent to me from Influencer, I think, but it's this Kaja highlighter. It comes with like a little like paint roller, and then when you open it up, there's this product right here, and it's not super creamy, and it's like this pink duochrome color. I'm never gonna use this, so this is gonna go. I have a lot of Becca highlights. Remember when Becca highlights were like the only highlighters people would buy? This is in the color Pearl. I'm gonna hold on to this just because I do like to use this sometimes like in the corners of my eyes. I always forget to highlight the corner of my eye, but you know, someday when I do, I'll try to do that. Oh, I do have a bronzer in here. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Radiant Bronze Light bronzer. This is a really nice one. I can only use this when I'm really tan because it is a little bit more dark for my skin tone, but I do love that. The Hourglass products, there's just something about those products that just look flawless on the skin. Like it blurs everything. It's literally like Facetune for the skin. Another Becca highlighter. This was in Champagne Pop. You guys remember when this was all the rage? So I do really like this highlighter. I don't really use like powder highlighters very much anymore, but I'm gonna hold on to this just because I do really like the color of it. And then I also have Rose Gold. This was limited edition at one time, but then it like came back permanently. That's why mine has like those little like diamond looking kind of facets in it. And I don't know, I never really use it. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. This is an Hourglass Brilliant Strobe Light highlighter. I do like this one, so I'm gonna hold on to that. Another Becca one. This is Opal. I can just tell by looking at it when I open it up, but I do like this one when I do have a deeper tan, so I'm gonna hold on to that. Becca highlighters are pretty good. I just like, you have to use so little and like really blend it into the skin in order for it to not like show a lot of texture on your skin. Like you can't like pack it on, that's for sure. This was a really good highlighter, but then it got like, what was that called when you dry pan? Oh my gosh, I can't think of the term. It's like really dry now, and it wasn't always like that, so I'm gonna get rid of this. This is the Estee Edit Flash Illuminator in Heat. What happened to this brand? They used to be sold at Sephora, but not anymore. I don't know what happened. Okay, and then this is a highlighter that I use a ton. This is Becca Moonstone. This is probably my favorite powder highlighter. This is like the one that on me, it doesn't show texture, like, at all. So I do really like this. As you can see, I hit pan on this, so I'm gonna hold on to it. I mean, because I feel like if I go through a whole highlighter, that's pretty cool. I really like this highlighter actually too. This is the Jouer Citrine highlighter. As you can see, there's a little bit of pan in the corner there. I absolutely love this. This looks so good on the skin. It's such a pretty color. Like, that was a terrible swatch. Let's try that. There you go. You can see that a little bit better, hopefully. Laura Mercier Highlight 01, and I used to really like this, but then the other day I used it and I just felt like it showed a lot of texture on my skin and it just didn't look the same as it used to. So I'm gonna get rid of this. We'll see if my sister wants it or my mom wants it or something like that. I don't know, maybe it was just like me, but it just didn't look good on me that day. I love this palette. This was limited edition, but this is the NARS, I don't know, Blanc de Sable. Rivage, Salé, and Embruns. I don't speak French, so please forgive me, but this is a really pretty highlighting palette, so I'm going to hold on to that. So, now I have just these ones, and then I have these right here that don't fit in here, but I did pretty good, guys. I can't wait to show you this laundry basket. Like, it's getting full. It's insane. I still kept a lot, but I'm just not ready to part with these ones just yet, so. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it inspiring. Maybe you should get rid of some of your stuff that just hasn't been put to use in a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. This is the little stuff that I'm getting rid of. I feel like I did pretty good. Bye, guys.